Good evening, Suffolk Ram.
Skazz, yes.
World episode 276. Yes, the front page has been corrected. So
276.
Yeah, the Rand Nerd podcast.
And that was 270. I imagine 275 because you got it wrong. Or
yeah, it was 275 because I forgot to export. I forgot to export the overlay.
I thought that when Ram said that the stream screen had the episode number on it, I was like, mate, that's magical. Like, it knows what episode it is. I don't know what episode it is. It's like one of them maps where it goes, you are here. How does it know?
Magic. Anyway. It is just magic. That's all it is. So.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
How does it do it?
Yeah. Well, we hope everybody else has recovered from the 24 hours because we basically haven't.
No.
I mean, it was 2 weeks ago, and we're still basically just about coping.
I think we're starting to feel our age, mate.
Yeah. My sister, who's watched the whole thing.
Bless her. What'd you do that for?
I don't know. She said, you guys are getting too old for this. It's like,
I agree.
we know. And she said, you did an extra hour. I said, yeah, well, we did 24. Well, we did basically an extra hour. It's like 24 hours because it's 25 hours because it's year 2025. I said, so next year we'll do 26, then 27, and we'll basically increase the hours as we get older and older and older. And then at what point will the crossover be where we all just collapse?
Oh, mate, I'm looking forward to that. Can we do that? Can we actually do that?
I think not.
Game?
No, yeah, I'm not. I am now starting to know my limits.
Mate, I'm not gonna lie, that was brutal.
That was tough this year.
That was intense.
I think, yeah, mentally and physically.
Physically, definitely. My God, the audio. I'm sat there going, fuck, is he all right?
Oh, yeah, we'll come to that. We'll come to that. The answer is,
down.
Yeah. 2 men down, technically, at one point.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah. So we thought we'd do this episode, review through the games we played on Games Night, because we played some old favourites, we played some new stuff as well. So we thought we'd review through what we played and just discuss what we thought of them all. So,
do you even remember?
I made a list.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I made a list this time. I thought I better do something. So we kicked off bright and bushy-tailed. We thought, let's do something that while we're all still conscious, let's do something a little bit more enthusiastic. We kicked off with Back for Blood, which is, I think it was made by a load of people who had worked on Left 4 Dead and they moved on to their own thing. This is like modern Left 4 Dead.
That's what I heard.
But they
could, like, even some of the enemies are like very similar.
Oh yeah, it's if it's not by the same dev, it's clearly inspired by Left 4 Dead heavily. I mean,
it's clearly ripped the fuck off.
Yeah, I mean it's got a 4 in the middle of it. Left 4 Dead, Back for Blood. Yeah, it's clear.
See?
Yeah.
They were looking over, kind of checking each other's homework, like. All right.
It's like Mr. Bean sketches, and Mr. Bean is all staring over the person next door's paperwork.
That's it.
But it's basically it's a modern Left 4 Dead, zombie shooter. You can only carry a couple of weapons. You have to fight through hordes, the undead, completing missions. No idea what the missions were, what we were doing. And I actually quite enjoyed it. I thought the gunplay was quite nice. I thought it was quite fun.
Can I throw that? Seemed way easier than Left 4 Dead.
We were playing on not the lowest. We were playing on the second difficulty, not like the scrub difficulty. Not scrub difficulty, no, like the one above that. Is the one we were playing on. But that was like the default one, so I just left it at that. But yeah, I would agree. I think each mission felt a lot shorter than Left 4 Dead. Oh, sorry, I thought first. Some of those missions felt very, very short. Between like the safe houses, didn't feel very long at all. Whereas Left 4 Dead's levels felt a lot longer. Some of Left 4 Dead's levels were a proper challenge, from A to B.
Maybe felt a little bit more A to B. Maybe that was it. Left 4 Dead was always a bit like, have we gone the right way? Is this where we've gone? This corridor looks the same as the other corridor.
I definitely felt the maps were smaller. I definitely felt the maps were smaller though.
Okay.
I definitely felt they were small because some of the maps, especially in Left 4 Dead, some of the maps were quite big. And that like that train station one in Left 4 Dead 2. Was it Left 4 Dead 2 the train? No, Left 4 Dead 1 had the train, like yard one. That just seemed to go on for ages because it's like huge. But yeah, and and obviously the bridge level in Left 4 Dead 1 as well. I remember as well. I thought it was that Left 4 Dead 2. I can't remember. They all sort of merged together.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gunpla was nice. I thought I had some sort of interesting bits like the last bits, but unfortunately, we were slightly annoyed by the way the game lobby system works.
Slightly annoyed. Slightly. Do you hear that? Slightly.
Now,
I remember it going something along the lines of, "This is fucking stupid. I ain't doing that again." Rage quit.
it was basically that, yeah. So basically, I set it up, and I set up like the sort of like lobby system was only invite only, so only people I'd invited in, because we only want the rand nerds on the random stream,
not 24 hours.
Yeah, it wasn't the random scrub rand nerds 24 hours. So,
Sure.
well, no more than normal, and so I set it up, and that was the setting I had. And at one point, there was a bit where like the game crashed out. We had to restart the lobby. We had to like restart because I got clipped into like the middle of nowhere. And
that
we
was
had to,
bizarre.
yeah.
Well, it wasn't you. It was the bot.
It was the bot, but I took over the bot. You see,
Yeah. So when the bot clipped into the wall somehow, and then when Ram died, Ram's like, "Don't worry, mate. I'll play as the bot." And then it all went to shit because Ram couldn't unclip.
Yeah, which is basically sort of, I would say that's actually quite a neat feature of the game, where like if there's less than 4 players, anyone who dies, rather than having to just sit and wait to be respawned, just takes over the nearest bot instead. You don't have to.
Wasn't that a thing in Left 4 Dead?
No, you respawned after a while.
Oh right. Okay.
You respawned in a public toilet most of the time, or in a cupboard.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, because then you had to run up to them and get to the cupboard.
They were called hero cupboards, I believe is the nickname in the community. Hero cupboards.
Yeah. Well, I mean, where else are you going to find the reanimated corpse of your mate?
Yeah. Now, yeah, exactly. So I reset the sort of level so we could play again, and that was going fine. And then another player joined. It's like, well, I've got it set to private. I checked the lobby. My settings like invite only. It's like, I've definitely got it set to invite only. How someone else got in? Is this like a bug, a hack? What's this going in? And there is no ability, if you're the host, to kick people.
Which is stupid.
Very stupid. Do you know how you're meant to get rid of people? You have to kill them. There's the only way you actually have to just kill them in game.
That's rude.
And presumably they die in real life. And that's the only way to get rid of them. And it's like, well, that's stupid. Why can't I kick people? What's such a basic feature? Imagine you were being griefed by like someone who's just better than you, and you had to try and kill them.
But could you boot people in Left 4 Dead though?
Yeah, I'm sure you can. Yeah, you can boot people in Left 4 Dead.
But then again, we never had randos join, did we?
Yeah, the only way you can kick people apparently is either they kill them or they go AFK, and then you can kick them once they've gone AFK.
All right.
Which is again stupid. So I thought, oh, that's okay. You know, this basically the way the game's set up, you pick a campaign. There's like 5 campaigns, and they all got the little stages. I thought that's okay. I'll go back and I'll just restart the stage, assuming there was a thing you could do. Turns out you can't. You have to start the whole campaign from scratch, which again is stupid. If you're sort of person who can only play like an hour or 2 a night, say, you know, you have committed to life, you're fucked. You can't do it. You know, you're screwed.
The unbeatable game. Or just get really good.
Now, when I look back at it again, I was like thinking, I think you actually have to, when you start a campaign, there's like a second option to select a private thing. So why have the ability to set it to invite only and then have to do it again when you launch the campaign? What sense does that make?
That is a bit.
Because why would I go to the hassle? I suppose the idea is you could have your like little, because you have like a little town, which is like your little hub area between levels. I suppose you could have that private, but then go into join public games. But it should, like in my opinion, it should just mirror the setting by default.
Yes.
So after that, I was like, fuck this.
Well, why would I want a private lobby, only like a private hub, only to end up in a...
Exactly.
That seems really foreign to me.
It should be, it should be default that it goes to private again.
Yeah. I don't understand why I would go to a private hub world and then go, fuck it. Let's have every random just come into my game
Yeah, I can understand.
after I leave the hub.
I can understand like you deciding to do that. So I'm gonna have a private hub with just my friends. There might be like 2 of us, so we have our own little private space, and then we can join like a public game. But it should be opt in rather than have to opt out again.
Yes.
And I must have set that the first time I did it, but the second time when I restarted it, I just restarted, didn't think to check it. And again, why did I not remember the setting from last time? Why did I have to re-enable it? So
weird.
yeah, it's very weird. And so unfortunately, I've altered in a way to rage quit. But I was actually enjoying that game.
Mate, Heng was a beast.
He was, as is always the game, and our bots are always like the ones who sort of win the game. Wasn't it Payday 2 where the bot basically won the game for us at one point?
I think Payday 2, if I can't remember if Payday 2 had bots, but if it did,
we got
carried. Vermintide, definitely. That elf.
Yeah.
Wow. What else?
I think it's bad. I think it's the only ones I've met sort of like.
To be fair, none of them are as good as Heng.
Oh, he was a beast.
Motherfucker was healing people left and right. You needed ammo. That dude was there. I reckon if I said, Hang, I need some sugar for my coffee, he'd have been there. Straight away, he'd have said, hold up, mate.
He would
I'll just fuck off to the shop.
He would and he'd come back and he'd say, I bought you Demerara, I bought you, Silver Spoon, I bought you icing, I bought you caster, I bought you granulated. Have your pick.
Like, fuck, Hang, man.
Yeah. You're too good. You're too good. But I mean, overall gameplay, I actually really liked the gameplay. I enjoyed the mechanics. Yeah. I like the way the sort of like as you went on, your health was basically like couldn't quite figure out how the health worked, but basically as you sort of like got badly hurt or down, your overall health went down. Yes. At the maximum it could be, went down gradually, and so it felt like every sort of mission you felt like you were sort of like gradually putting yourself through it.
Yeah, because so the groove being that there were limited healing points around the map, like first aid points. You could actually collect money in the game for kills and completing objectives, I believe,
and picking it up as well,
and like pickups on the map. And then you had 2 free heals for the whole team, from what I could tell, per chapter or map or whatever. And then after that, you had to pay an increasing amount for every heal after that.
Yeah. I think that was the same with other sort of similar upgrades. I know there's upgrades as well. You could buy upgrades for the team or for yourself. So you could buy like an increase the whole team's health pool, which I thought was neat. I thought the actual upgrade system was quite neat. How you work between each level. Now, I'm not sure if that's... I'm assuming that's like a campaign, like each campaign run specific, rather than a overall, you've done it now, next time play
it. Permanent buff, I think it's just a temp thing,
Yeah. But the overall, I thought that was a really neat mechanic. The zombies I thought were zombies. There's only so many ways you can have undead things run at you.
So it was very Left 4 Dead-y.
Yes.
You could see all of the same kind of enemies from Left 4 Dead. They were equivalents to like the boomers and the dudes that would like tie you up or kind of hunt you and pin you down.
Let's be honest. If it was called Left 4 Dead 3, you wouldn't bat an eyelid.
No, not at all. I will note though, I didn't find the spawns to be quite as cheap in Back 4 Blood.
What, you mean the zombie spawning?
Yeah, so like every now and then in Left 4 Dead, you would get completely hammered by some pretty tough dudes. I mean, admittedly, that was due to the director system. So the better you did, the harder the game got.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel the game was quite that forceful.
No, I don't know if it has any sort of equivalent to director in the game. Again, if it's X, I assume there would be something like that. But yeah, I was
not to say that there weren't moments where it was kind of, skinnier teeth, skid marks in your shorts kind of moments.
Yeah,
but,
and we were playing the first campaign, which you'd expect to be the easier campaign. It wasn't the first one. It's sort of a game that I would kind of like to go back to, but just make sure we don't fuck it up by making sure we definitely don't invite anybody's. But I would kind of like to go back to and replay through like each campaign level again and complete it. So I got slightly burnt and slightly annoyed because it's like once we quit, we couldn't go back. We'd have to start the whole campaign for fresh. And I was like, I just wasn't prepared to do that.
To be fair, I don't think it would have taken us a huge amount of time because we did kind of fuck ass about a few times.
No,
I reckon
I was a bit peeved off, to be honest.
Yeah, once we knew what we had to do, what we didn't have to do, the option, because there are optional quests on the map too.
Yeah.
Once we kind of figured out how to traverse certain areas, because they were like not quite puzzles, but I was like, we've done a thing that's unlocked another thing. Where is it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then we were kind of dilly-dallying for a bit until we found what we were doing.
The pile of sand, for example.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. It's like, what's it done, mate? And it's like, oh, where'd this come from? Oh, we can climb over here now. Yeah. Surprise.
Oh. There we go. Fair enough.
But no, I mean, yeah, it was all right. It was. I mean, like I said, I think we could have probably got through it quite quickly. So I wouldn't have been all that bothered if we'd have gone for a second run through. But no, I can see why it would have been enough for you to go, you know what, bollocks to this. We've played it for a good few hours already. I'm not doing the exact same thing again.
Yeah. But I think we need to pick up again at some point in the future on one of our games day. Because I mean, to be fair, we probably do 1 or 2 campaigns at a time on a games day. So
yeah, sure. Am I the only one though that thinks that outside of Heng, the characters were a bit?
They were a bit cookie-cutter, sort of standard cliche characters. At least the ones that we saw in the trailer were like, I know the deal this character's going to be like before they even speak up in their mouth. They were all a little bit cookie-cutter, but to be honest, they seem like normal zombie film characters. So it's like, oh well, fair enough.
When we played Left 4 Dead, though,
the characters a lot better.
Between the characters was a lot more fun.
Yes, you're absolutely right. There was a lot more. There was a lot more talk. The characters doing a lot more talking stuff, even like shouting, reloading and stuff. They felt more like a team of people working together to like let other people know what they were doing, like air quotes in real life. Just shouting, "I need help" or reloading, that sort of stuff. That felt more like a group of people. But I think because you only say you're playing just as 4 survivors in each game, you had to put the guys. Whereas this one, there's like 20, I think. Characters.
I don't know though if maybe it was just something that we were doing, because I noticed Heng was shouting a lot, the bot was shouting a lot, like that he was giving us ammo or that someone needed healing, like it was almost as if he was kind of marking us up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like generally speaking, I just didn't find the characters to be as interesting as in.
No, but then we
felt like actual characters.
Yeah, no, I agree. I can't disagree with that. No, I do. I see exactly where you're coming from. Maybe if we played it more, we might have grown on us. Maybe, but
I mean, outside of that, the game looks pretty.
Oh, it was very pretty.
The gunplay was fun. Some of the stages were fucking great.
Yeah. Yes. What we played was really fun. That last all jukebox bit was really good.
Down in the pub. Jesus Christ. I quite like blowing up the ferry, to be honest.
Yeah, it was quite good, yeah. That was
quite a simple stage, quite a simple idea, but it was fun. Fight to the top of the ferry. Oh yeah, by the way, there's too many. Nuke the ferry. So,
yeah, and to nuke, you got to go back on the ferry to the lowest level to bomb it. Okay, then. You plant the bomb nodes now. Okay, just so you know, we're going to blow them up anyway, whether you're on there or not. So run.
Get moving.
Shit. Yeah. I think just like Zaber was stood on letting know we both ran past. It's like, we're going now, Zaber, bye.
We've done our jobs, bye.
What, we're getting off the ferry now? Yes, mate, it's about to explode. We're getting off the ferry.
We're done, son. See ya.
But yeah, I think we'll visit it with less frustration, and we'll make sure we don't fuck up this time.
We'll have a proper look at it next time. Like, we'll all kind of scan the menus and just see if there's.
I think,
like I said, I'm not going to lie. I was actually quite overwhelmed by the hub world.
The hub
world, really silly, but it's like this I did not expect.
No, I wasn't expecting that. Now I'm not sure if there's like weapons upgrades. It seemed like there'd be like weapons upgrades, but I think they seem to be mostly skins though, rather than actual upgrades. Which I was like a little bit like disappointed by. I was like kind of when they said like, oh, you can updo your weapons. I thought, oh, you mean like you could like in Payday 2, you could put like silencers on or scopes on. I was like, oh, perhaps that's something you could do, but it didn't seem to be the case.
Can I just say that we need to do Payday again?
Payday 3.
Yeah, just for shits and giggles. We need to go in and have another crack at robbing banks and stuff.
Me and my ultra selfie minigun.
Yeah, I was going to say, mate. Stealth shotguns as we bust in through the door. So, because my youngest son actually asked me about Payday. It's like, so, do you guys like stealth it and that? I was like, stealth? Mate, look who you're talking to. We're going through the front fucking door, all guns blazing.
We tried a few levels. There was that level we had to go like down sort of into the basement to like get sort of find a printing press, and we saw like pretend to be workmen. And I think Zaber then threw a grenade, and also and then we weren't stealth anymore.
Can I be fair? I remember playing. That was a few years ago, like 2020, I think. And me, Zaber, and Metal Furies are playing Hunt Showdown, and just out of nowhere, Zaber just throws a fucking grenade and sets a whole room on fire. But we're all standing in there with him.
Yeah,
Yeah. Thanks, mate.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Zaber and explosives are not a good combination. You will get caught in this crossfire. But there you go.
Friendly fire is the default.
Yeah,
Are we sure he's not American?
might be. He might be, but he's a bit further away than that. So maybe. I don't know. We'll have to ask him next time when we arrange the next games, which we do actually need to do. Because I thought, we hadn't actually arranged the games day, so we need to sort that.
Bad groove.
Bad groove. Wait. So moving on from Battle for Blood, we then played a game which we had played on a 24-hour stream many years ago. I think it was the first one that Zaber came over for.
2019.
2019. Thank you. Yeah. Called Full Metal Furies.
Yeah.
Which is 2D side-scrolling, sometimes up-down scrolling shooter, free capture shooter.
Like a 2D action combat game. Where you play as a 4-member military unit.
Resistance unit, aren't they? Rather than military, that's all like a resistance unit type thing,
sure. Yeah. And each character has a set of different skills. So you've got like a tank, a DPS, like a ranged character, and I'm surprised no one played the mechanic.
The engineer, yeah.
Yeah, or the engineer. And
I think last time we played it, when I joined in, I played the engineer.
Oh yeah, maybe yeah. So because we played on the Xbox before, didn't we? And this time we played on PC because that was actually one of Zaber's games.
Yeah.
Because he bought his Xbox. He let me log into his Xbox account, and so that's what we used on the second 24 hours to play the game. He was the one that introduced us to it. That was really quite fun. I mean, to be fair, like I said, I remember you coming in and having a wee go on it, and me and Zaber playing it for a bit, and that was really, really, really fun.
Yeah.
So starting it over again on PC, we all played different classes this time round.
Yep.
What a blast, man. The idea that like each character has their own specific role, but you can combo specific attacks into each other. So like, I don't know, Zaber does the shout, which launches the enemies. Then I can do my spin attack, which then causes aerial damage and crit damage.
Because Zaber was a tank, wasn't he? He was like the tank class, yeah.
And then you can plant bombs where the enemies then fucking fall on them, and then you do the finishing attack on them. It's just, when you get a good combo going, so good. And when certain enemies spawn, they will spawn with a coloured shield around them, and each shield will represent a different character class. So like blue will be tank, red will be the DPS,
I think, and green was me. Well, I think was it blue? No, yellow, orange, something like that.
It might have been yellow.
Yeah,
maybe, I don't know, but and so only that coloured player can destroy that shield. Otherwise, that person's immune. That will also wrap bosses too. So if, say, for example, Zaber's blue and the boss has a blue shield, but Zaber gets downed, we can't do any damage to the boss until someone goes and picks up Zaber, which has a delay.
I do like the revival system in that game, where that you're down, but you actually start recovering health, but you won't get to like 100%, so you can get to, and you have to like, so the trick is to perhaps sometimes to just let people like recover to like they're almost there and then pick them up, because it's instant.
And it should be noted, so when you go to pick them up, you increase the recovery speed.
Yeah.
So it's not just an instant pickup that'll go from 0 to 100%. over time, they will slowly tick up to 99%.
Yeah.
And when characters are downed, they don't just stay locked in place. They can still crawl across the map to get to you.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you've just kind of traversed a massive trap area or whatever, rather than you having to go back to them, they can crawl their asses to you, and then you can pick them up to continue, rather than risking having the whole team get down by going back.
Yeah, it's surprisingly tactical. There's one where we're fighting like a big obelisk, and it's like, okay, you guys need to go to this bit here. One of us will pick you up. It's surprisingly tactical how you do it. In general, the game's quite tactical. I like that there are certain enemy types also clearly designed to counter the player types. Like I was playing the sniper. Now the big issue, the sniper is a ranged character. I think it's the only. I don't know if the engineer is ranged or not, but basically, I think sniper might be the only ranged character. And you have a very powerful shot, but it takes. Trouble is, you have to aim it, so you have to stand still whilst you're aiming, and B, once you fire, your character then reloads, but whilst they're reloading, you can't move. And when I was facing...
do massive damage, but you have no mobility at all.
And when we're facing there's a group of enemies who are like artillery, and they'll like basically pour artillery at you. Well, their artillery fires almost quicker than you can aim and shoot, and then reload. Which means if I'm aiming and they put an artillery on me, I'm stuck. I'm basically going to get caught in that artillery. Now, if you use your dodge ability, you can override that. So that's all, but that takes a long time to cool down. But it means when I was by myself facing like artillery people, I was pretty fucked because I basically I had to really sort of like hope they didn't attack me. And what's always nice, the game does show you who's targeting who. So you'll get a little arrow appear pointing at enemies.
Like an aggro gauge, won't you? So when they're so if they were to go after me, their little aggro arrow would point towards me, so you guys knew that you were safe until you started shooting.
Yeah. Very helpful with bosses because you know the boss is going to go after, and doesn't mean they won't take you out because you could be called collateral damage, but they're not aiming for you. But that made sort of like some sort of tactical sense with like there's like we got up to the tortoise boss. And so we had to we're like, okay, it's going for you now. Now it's my chance. I can lay mines and sort of like try and bomb him in the way to you, rather than worry about things. So you know when his next attacks, he did that attack where he like sort of artillery shelled half the area you were in. It's like, well, he's going to artillery shell a second. I'm not going to try and aim at this guy because I will be screwed.
Well, it also helped because then you could, if say someone was down, you'd know who was at least reasonably safe to go for the pickup, or it would make it easier if you knew you had aggro to kite the enemy away to make it easier for other people to pick up. Because obviously, if an enemy has aggro on you, they generally just follow you. So you can pull an entire crowd away as long as you're not super squishy and get kind of mashed, which is very easy to die quickly in that game.
Yeah, it is.
You ignore one specific enemy type, and you will get like that'll knock you for 6, and then bam, the rest of the guys are just on you, and you've had it.
Yes, agreed. Absolutely,
full health to dead in no time flat.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, if it's a game you do have to pay attention to what you're doing. You can't just, even early on, you can't just run and shoot and stuff. You'll model through. You have to sort of think. I say it's very tactical. I also like the fact that in most cases, a lot of the encounters weren't just like, I'll just chuck some enemies at you. They were like somewhat sort of planned out a little bit. So each encounter felt slightly bespoke, which is quite nice. But I also said I like the city. I also like the fact that all the characters, when you're sort of going around, the characters will sort of have little conversations and so forth. And I'm trying to work out. There were points where, like, because at first at one point I thought it was just only the characters who were on the map were talking to each other. There were points where other characters did jump in who weren't there. But each character has their own little personality, and it's also a very funny game as well.
Yeah,
it's a really funny little game. So absolute real fun. And also you can also obviously do your upgrades and so forth. Now as you upgrade, what puts your level up. It's not like you get levels that you can upgrade stuff. It's the opposite way around. As you upgrade, your level goes up.
Experience, which gives you points, but your level doesn't boost until you spend those upgrade points on whatever. And it could be like you need 3 points or whatever to upgrade to this next tier. So it's not like each point is a level.
Yeah.
So that's pretty neat. Oh yeah, so the upgrades and the gear So upgrades are done just by killing enemies. Gear you can pick up from the map.
Yep.
As you go through, like you can find treasure chests, or I think enemy drops as well, or maybe boss drops.
I think boss drops. I don't know if that's randomized or if that's like this boss will give you this bit of gear.
It seemed to be, because I got like a level 4 axe, hammer, or whatever, like very quickly.
Yeah.
Like my like 4th slot axe, I got pretty much straight away. Whereas you and Zaber like 1, 2, 3. My 4th slot was full pretty much before we finished zone 1. So I mean that seemed really kind of out there for me. The fire hammer axe thing I had, but no, like that was, and that also changes the way you have to strategize, because it will change, like the different weapons and armor you have will change how you move, or how certain attacks will land.
Yes.
So certain combos won't be viable once you change your gear. You have to kind of make a complementary build for the rest of your team. You can't just go, yep, this is me, I'm done.
Yeah.
Which I thought was quite nice. Plus, actually, even going to the kind of little camp between you know, the missions, I even thought that was quite nice. Kind of bleeding, oozing charm.
Yes. Yeah, it was nice. And as you defeat bosses, you get like little trophies that you can put in your trophy cabinet. That will unlock other parts of the camp, so not like other characters sometimes.
Oh, when we beat the turtle the first time, we got the IOU, and I said, "Yeah, you are lame," because we activated it on the shelf.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, the human is it's the human is just right. It wasn't like too silly humor. It was like silly but also funny humor. Like you've unlocked the cat food made from real cats.
That's it, yeah. Really, just really cute, really fun. Nothing like that wasn't serious at all.
No.
But all the characters were really fucking likable. Even the enemies.
Yes, yes. Oh no, that was great game. Very much enjoyed it.
Nice graphics, good music, and you played on pad.
I did play on pad.
To play a game where you had to, you know, where you were playing. First off, no. Good job, Ram. You picked the hardest character class in the game.
Only because of the sniper.
And you were playing on pad, which you never do. I thought you were allergic to pads.
I did have a rash afterwards.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, did you get like some cream to
cool
that off?
I'm still visiting the doctor about it since today.
I see. Well, I mean, maybe you'll get used to it. Hopefully build up an immunity to it.
Hopefully so, yeah. Yeah.
But no, you did really good.
No, I that's definitely a game. I think I don't think when I tried to use, I don't think the keyboard mouse actually worked on it. I vaguely remember trying. I vaguely remember trying to use keyboard and mouse. Nothing seemed to happen. Whether it's just the fact that the pads will overruled them, as some games do, I don't know. But it was. It took me a while to get the hang of aiming. I was still not great at aiming with a pad. Mm-hmm. I was only helped the fact that the enemies had quite generous hitboxes. That helps.
Well, no, but you know, as time went on, because you did seem quite stiff to start with, but as time went on, and we played that quite a bit.
We did.
My God, dude, you were fucking just nailing people left and right. It was insane.
Wouldn't quite go that far, but yeah, I did. It did get easier. It did get easier.
Zaber got down. You were there in a heartbeat, dropping mines to fucking like to
blow you up.
It was absolutely great.
Yeah, it was
really
fun. It was a really good fun game. And when you get like your ultimate unlock, what you get like at level 30, which is like in my case was any one time I go down, everybody around me gets a mine explode around them.
Oh, that was amazing.
That was good. That was good.
Really fun.
So, unfortunately at this point, we had to cut the game short because unfortunately Zaber went ill. Which is going to become a theme of the evening. And he, unfortunately, bless him, he struggled on way past where he should have done, really.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
My God, he was complaining partway through where we had to take several breaks through Full Metal.
Yeah.
1 minute he was perfectly fine, and the next minute he was like, "Oh mate, I can't. I'll be back in a minute," and then he'd come back. And
I would like to say, but should you really still be here?
Yeah, just like stop forcing yourself, mate. You're not doing yourself any good, mate. So. Eventually, Zaber, like having to convince him, dude, you've got to stop. There's no point in you forcing yourself through this. You're just gonna make yourself fucking miserable.
Yeah, bit of food poisoning by the sounds of it.
Yeah. Oh mate.
Bless him. I
Poor
did feel sorry
bastard.
for him because he said after he'd been looking forward to it. I did feel sorry for him, but he had to.
Well, that was one of the games he wanted to play as well,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
but to be fair, we played an awful lot of it, so we did quite well. But yeah, unfortunately, Zaber had to leave us at that point. So it's then down to two. Then there were two to try and carry on for the rest of the game. So next on the list was one that Skazz bought me as a little gift. I thought it was my birthday gift actually a while back, and one that Skazz already had. A game called Content Warning, which it's in the sort of theme of phasmophobia, forewarned, but the sort of like idea is you are basically YouTube creators. Let's be honest, you're YouTube creators, and how you need to create content, but to create the content you need to go into the underworld, where there are lots of weird, strange creatures, and then you have to film them and film stuff happening, and then you can upload it to SpookTube. And then, if you get a lot of views, you get money. And the premise of the game, you've got 3 days to hit 3,000 views.
Yeah.
And the game starts. Your first day, you haven't got basically any equipment at all. You've got a camera, some torches.
Yep.
And there's like a big diving bell. And then you and your mates dive into the underworld. And then your camera's got like very limited recording time. It's got the worst SD card in it at all.
Very early 2000s.
It is very, It must be. It's basically filming in 8K, but using a Sony cassette as a storage medium.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, right, okay, lads, we're gonna film in the highest resolution possible. What is our storage medium? A crayon.
Right,
Excellent.
great, yeah. And,
that'll work out.
yeah, and you sort of go down, and you sort of like you have got like a tunnel because you have like an oxygen supply when you're down in the underworld, which is constantly ticking down, so it's also a hostile environment. And you have to like look around, try and find enemies and creatures, and you you have to film them doing shit. And as you get the better the filming is, the more interesting it is. And apparently you can also like record audio, you can also get like microphones and stuff and record audio. Yeah. And I have to say, for something that's clearly been done on a shoot on a bit of a budget, I was surprised actually how interesting it was. The going around those all tunnels, the underworld, I really liked the underworld. It's very simple. It's very sort of grey colour, but they done a very nice job making it feel outer worldy. Now, I'm not sure how many maps are in the game. I think there might be 2 maps in the whole game, and then where you start, it's like randomised.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely bits where it's like, I know this bit, I've been here before.
Yeah, we hit the same kind of spawn points ish a couple of times, and I think we spawned on maybe a different floor a few times too.
Yeah, there's like one which is like a sort of like a multi-story building you can spawn on, and then there's like a one which has got loads of tunnels. Now I really don't want to know it's how many maps. Is it like one massive map that you can spawn anywhere, and we just happen to spawn different places, or is it like a couple? I think this might be 2. And then you have to go around, you have to look for like the enemies and try and film stuff, and then obviously you want to try and catch them doing things. The enemies are also quite aggressive. I mean, the first map we went on, there's this guy who's like a blend head, a whisk for a head, just charged straight at you, basically milled you immediately.
Straight away, love it.
Yeah, first try, yeah, and. It did sort of like it's just like creepiness factor. Then if you survive, you get back to the surface, which you can go to at any time. You can literally walk out and walk straight back into the capsule. You then you download the video, and then you get to watch it back on your TV, and then people put comments on it, and you hopefully get plenty of views. For such a simple game, it's very neat. It's definitely like built on a budget, but I was surprised. But I think the best bit of the whole game was an absolutely freaked out and bugged out for you. That was amazing.
Yeah, mate, that was amazing. So I went for a quick break because I had some bits to do in the evening, and so Ram continued on, and I left the lobby.
Yeah,
and then I come back like say 10-15 minutes later, and I join Ram's lobby, and all of a sudden, for whatever reason, my game is running like absolute ass. No idea why. Get in, turn around, and I was like, oh, there's like fucking 30 Suffolk Rams here. What's going on here? Okay.
Because Skazz
so
says,
downstairs,
it says,
I'm running at like 5 frames a second.
Yeah, Skazz said to me, says, can you just turn round, Ram? I was like, yeah, sure. And I turned around, I was like, there's nothing here, mate. He's like, you sure you can't see like loads of you there? It's like, no, mate, it's just me here, just me and you here. Are you sure you're not going?
I was having a really hardcore trip, man.
yeah. Because I actually went and looked at your stream so I could see what you could. It's like, oh, this is quite freaky actually, because it's like there's things there that I can't see that he can. That's quite freaky actually.
and so we left the house before we even got to the diving bell. I was like, oh shit, there's these like silhouettes of some of the monsters that were supposed to be in the old world, and the underworld's there on the surface. Like, oh, this isn't good. Admittedly, at this point, I'm running at like 5 FPS, which is mental.
Yeah.
Like, the game was really hammering my PC. And I was like, okay, I'll take the camera and I will film the glitched, like, enemies. I was like, the whisk was there, like, the weird kind of mimey thing was there. Like, just all these different kind of enemies were just kind of drifting around on the maps. Like, some of them were just glitched like in the spot, and Ram just started flying past me somehow. Like on your screen, you're just walking around. On mine, it's like Ram's like Supermaning around the home world. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool, yeah, all right. And then I was like, all right, we've got some footage of it bugging out like crazy. Then we go to the diving bell, and the diving bell has like a list of names in the lobby.
Yeah, who needs? You must all be here to leave.
And Ram's name went right through the floor.
When he says that, yes, there's repeated multiple times.
Like Suffolk Ram, over and over and over again until it left the screen, through the floor of the diving bell. I was like, yeah, I think I know why I'm lagging out, man. So we just went down into the diving bell and then just went straight back up.
Yeah.
Put that video in. My God, it's the most views we ever had.
Yeah, it recorded the whole lot. That was really impressive. Apparently, I was looking afterwards. Apparently, some of the monsters can follow you upstairs.
Oh, wow.
They'll come back upstairs with the diving bell. So that can actually happen.
Wow.
Yeah. That was absolutely amazing. That was just so because I could watch it then at that point, because you could watch it, you could just see it. It's like, oh, and you could hear all the audio. It just like it filmed it, because I think we were debating if it was going to actually work or not, but it did. It's like, oh, that's amazing.
It wasn't like overly smooth, so like it was recording little bits here and there and like hard freezing even in the footage. But it was, oh man, it was just so interesting to see that the game had just bugged out and it had still tried to capture it. And the AI, or like the rating system or whatever they have in place, still recognized all of the stuff that was going on in my game.
I would love to know what bug caused that to actually spawn that stuff in the overworld. Whether it's intentional that it can do that, there's a monster that could spawn upstairs and just like something happened. It's like, I'm going to spawn everything. That was weird.
Oh mate, that was great. And I will say though, I kind of stuffed that game though, because the game is quite reliant on, because obviously you're making videos, so the game seems to factor in not only the things that you film, but your audio. So you can hear, like if Ram's talking on his mic, I would pick him up if I had the video camera.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, so we could actually have a conversation. If I was recording and someone got killed or whatever, you could hear them screaming until they died. However, I didn't have a microphone hooked up to my PC because I was running a 2-machine setup. I had a microphone hooked up to my stream rig, not to the machine that was playing the game, and so I couldn't talk. And so kind of banter between characters was a bit it was fuck all.
It's a bit like how when we played Phasmophobia with using the in-game voice, worked a lot better. Same forewarned, when you're using it with the in-game dialogue, that works so much better just for atmosphere, which makes it so much better. And also, the enemies listen and react to what you're saying.
Well, apparently, so do the enemies in content warning.
Yes.
So you can actually scare some of the monsters away by shouting at them or whatever.
Yes, I've heard. Yeah, I was reading up a bit afterwards. I was reading up and he said, yes, you can. I know. So apparently, the views are based on how dangerous the monsters are. So the more dangerous monsters will get you more views, which makes sense. Yeah. I actually found it interesting because I spent some time, because when I was playing alone, I was basically like sort of like prodding the AI to see how the AI like path found and stuff. And this one was like, so clearly, because you're in this dive bar, it has like a ramp. But the AI seems to ignore it when you're on the ramp. It seems to ignore you.
Yeah, they kind of chase you to the ramp, but then once you hit it, the path and just turns off.
Or even they seem to be completely unaware of you. It's like they just ignore. They just like sort of you go out of their mental space. Yeah. You know, a bit like a child and hiding behind a hand. And there was one enemy which was basically I was like trying to work out. It's like it sort of trying. It was just going in circles. You know how AI does, where it's like trying to pathfind, just goes in circles, trying to work a way round. And it eventually walked up to the ramp and just actually clicked into the diving bell with me. It's like, oh shit, I'm gonna go now. Bye. Yeah. It's like, now if that had come with me, that would have been amazing. It didn't, because like the game, it wasn't meant to do that. But still, and I thought actually some of the enemy design was really nice and interesting. Like there's a lot of things that's like I've not seen something like that before. That's quite neat. They've got like the electric whisk head.
Iron Maiden.
The Iron Maiden was really funny. Because basically we decided that what we need to do is we need to see somebody die. That's what we need to do, because that's probably gets loads of views. So it's like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to die. And so we'll go and fight a monster. So we come across this Iron Maiden, and it seems to move when we're not looking at it, or like when you're not trying to light it or something. It doesn't seem a bit random. So I'm sort of trying to trigger it, and Skazz is filming me. So I want to see if I can trigger it to sort of like come after me, Skazz. I'm just going to walk down here. The next thing I hear is, oh shit, the ram has got me. I turn around, and Skazz is in the Iron Maiden. It's just like, did you actually see it come at you, or did it just like sort of spawn around you?
No, just 1 minute I was completely free, and then as I turned around, it was, and I'm like, uh-oh. That's not good sound.
But I walk up to it.
I'm in the Iron Maiden.
I walk up to it, and it presents to me a captcha on screen.
He got faced with a boss.
And I go like,
click all the stairs.
No, it was the enter the code below one. I was like, okay, so you got against the exact right sequence of numbers in. That should be easy enough. But when you're slightly freaked out with your friend and there's a timer as well, it's like, shit, oh, I've got that one wrong. Okay, it's fine. Okay, the game's like, oh no, I've got that one wrong. Third attempt, okay. I'll put his face as well, gently, yeah. I get about 3/4 of the way through and then press the one button. And then it kills Skazz.
Like, yeah, it was fun. But you managed to get the camera though, didn't you?
I'm not sure if I did on that one or not. To be fair, I downloaded nearly all the footage because you don't.
No, because did you not run and get caught by one of the ceiling
Yes,
traps
I
on the way
did.
out?
Yeah, the trap that I walked past and said, "We must watch out for this when we come back this way," because basically it's got like the barnacles from Half-Life in it. I was like, "We must watch out for this when we come back," and yeah, I just grabbed this kind of sort of legged it because I didn't want the Iron Maiden to capture me, because I thought if it captures me we're fucked. I thought I'd best run now so it doesn't capture me, because otherwise we're screwed. I wouldn't want to get caught by an enemy right now. That's bad. Oh. Whoops-a-doodle. It's like, oh, okay. Those
I appear to be dead.
Yeah. It's like, okay, well, the trouble is I wasn't. I was just being held there. I couldn't do anything. And then apparently if you had a friend, they could like throw something at it, it's like get you to drop you. But as we didn't have any friends, as my only friend was dead, it didn't really work. But yeah, but yeah, I had to say actually. So for a game that when I first looked, I thought this looks a bit shit, to be honest. It's actually surprisingly fun. It was surprisingly fun. I do think it's something that obviously would wear out very quickly on. I don't think you play it for mega hours. It's not like you're going to put 20, 30 hours into this game.
Well, it's really like Phasmophobia and Forewarned, really.
Yeah.
Like once you've got a taste for what the enemies are and what they do, it's not that big of a deal, really.
Yeah. No. Actually, I think we do.
got it as
I
a
do.
gift, and then I played it with my boys a couple of times. For what it is, it's very fun.
Yeah, it is. It is very fun. Tournament 4-1, we do need to play that because Zaber bought a copy of 4-1 for games night, so we do need to play that I think, at some point again with him.
Man, we've got loads of games that we were supposed to play on the 24 hours that we're going to play.
To be fair, we always put loads of games on 24 hours and we never played most of them.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But is it better to play a few games really in depth or play like just tasters of a few games, of lots of games? So. But yeah, moving on from content warning, we then decided to revisit a classic, which was Green Hell. And the reason is, this is your request to play Green Hell because they've put the story mode in it, haven't they?
So when we first played it, so you'd played a wee bit of the story mode, which was single player. And if you wanted to play multiplayer with your mates, and this was like 2019, 2020-ish, wasn't it? Or something like that.
Yeah.
You had to play survival mode. And I think that was one of the first ones we got Zaber in on, was it not?
It was one. Yeah, I think the first game that Zaber came in was Hunt. Was it Hunt Showdown he came in on? Was the first one?
It might have been Hunt Showdown, yeah. And
But
then we jumped into...
it was very early on. I wouldn't say that was like the first. I think I wouldn't say it was like 2020 because I tell you why 2020 because I would have been raving about it because I've been playing it over lockdown.
Oh, there you go.
And so I said, this is a really good game. This is a really good survival game. And then I think, yeah, all of us played together and we just fucked around basically.
Yeah.
Because there's no real goal in the survival mode. So we fucked around for like 2 or 3 episodes. Thought, let's just like try and walk across the map. Let's just get to like the sort of final part of the map and let's just go. And that's basically what we did. But now
they've updated the game to you can have multiplayer co-op for the story campaign, which was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool because I hadn't played the story. I had no idea. Like Ram's like, oh yeah, this is what happens. You come to the jungle with your wife, your missus, or whatever. Something happens, blah blah blah. Planes and crashes, yeah, and then tribes and stuff and win. And I was like, what? I ain't seen none of that. I've just seen like I don't know canisters and a camp and a fucking plane surrounded by snakes. Fucking things.
It does do that annoying thing where it's like, if you want to play it, you need to play the tutorial before you can join your friends.
Oh, God.
It's like, all right, guys, I'm just going to fuck around for like half an hour while you play for the tutorial. See you soon.
Oh, what a... Right. I have a problem. Don't get me wrong, I love the story mode. I do. I love the campaign mode. I love Green Hell. I think it's really fucking fun. However, I've said it before, people tend to optimize the fun out of games. And I started to pick apart the story very, very quickly. I didn't say anything to you. But I started to figure out like little beats of the story very quickly. Once I started to pick holes in what was going on, not quite as enjoyable.
To be fair,
still fun.
The big air quotes reveal of the story, well, one of the big main reveal is basically obvious from the start. It's like I think it's simply a case of we've played too many games that do this. It's like this doesn't make sense. And one of the big sort of like there's a bit that you find out at the very end of the campaign, but it's obvious from the start, really. I won't reveal it for anybody who hasn't played it.
Had you finished the campaign then?
I had not. No. It was a game that I was really getting to enjoying, and basically I've put a lot of time.
You didn't read up about it online.
Read up online about line? What do you mean? Do you mean like looks up the
story online?
Oh no! But I mean, I do know that I caught the big reveal, and I thought I had a suspicion of what the big reveal was. And when I was like, I follow some of the sort of subreddits and stuff, and I come across it, someone was just blurted it out without a spoiler warning. It's like, oh, I was right. So there's been some accidental bits and pieces picked up in the game, but the overall story, I don't know the whole ins and outs of the whole story, but
I won't say anything, but I've got a feeling.
Yeah. You can ask me off air, and we'll probably confirm it because
Sure.
I got
Not to say that it's bad.
no, but
I was
it's obvious.
Literally within about 3 seconds of the story starting, I was like, "Oh no, oh it's going to be this, is it?
Yeah.
All right, okay."
Yeah, there's but it's a yeah. So what I sort of like about it is that it's not super guided what you need to do. It's sort of like it sort of like lets you think about it yourself, which is quite nice. But frankly, there are some bits that I've forgotten how frustrating they were. And one of those,
God, mate. Well, what I thought was funny was, so in this second playthrough, we've realised how small the map is.
it is small, yeah.
It was redonkulously small, because I remember saying to you, Ram, let's just go to the next village. Well, let's just go to the tribesman's village. And you're like, no, that'll be miles away. So we started making a camp kind of thing, so it was getting late. Not necessary.
No,
about 15 feet from where we started was a camp.
I'd forgotten actually myself how I had memories of when I first played it, because again the game doesn't go guide you anywhere. And when I first played it, I'd gone off in the wrong direction.
Yeah, sure.
Because there's a lot of the game where it's just like go and find shit, go explore and find shit. And then you'll eventually get to a bit. And I've gone the wrong direction. When I first played it, it took me a while to find the village.
Yeah.
Because I'd gone the wrong way.
Yeah, sure.
And then, but obviously this time I sort of vaguely knew where it was from memory, so it's like we got there fairly quickly.
Well, we got attacked by a tribesman.
Yeah.
Like early on, so we built a basic camp.
Yeah.
Like hung out there for a little bit. Gathered a few mats and all that kind of stuff, and was like, we need to find where we got to go. There must be a village nearby. No, it's miles away. 15 feet in front of us after we get attacked by a tribesman. Because we got attacked by a tribesman. So there has to be a village around us somewhere, mate, because there's a fucking tribesman here.
Yeah.
Thanks for the spear. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Very good spear, by the way.
I like that spear. I lost that spear.
Gav loved it too. But he unfortunately
he
died.
actually died and got skinned.
Yep.
It's what he would have wanted.
To be fair, he was asking for it.
Yeah.
Because he tried to stab me with a pointy stick.
Yeah.
And then he tried to stab you with a pointy stick.
So he battered him.
And we were angry and in the jungle and alone, and our wife had gone missing, even though we were talking to her on the radio. So we thought, you know what, mate, we're not having this. Bosh. And so then we took his spear.
Yeah.
We will honour.
It was a good spear.
Gav through his spear.
I killed many things that spear.
It did. We are very thankful to Gav and his sacrifice. He was a tad too aggressive to start with, but again, thank you. Had you not have been so aggressive at the start, we could have been great friends. We could have all got high on random mushrooms and all that kind of stuff. It'd have been amazing.
But we did though, didn't we?
Yeah, just without Gav. Sorry, mate. You missed out.
Yeah, I'd forgotten that part of the game where you had to find a very specific plant.
Well,
I've forgotten that part of the game.
The first one wasn't a huge problem. So the idea is that to figure out where you need to go, you need to complete, because you're like a doctor. You and your wife are doctors or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's fucked off to go meet people in the village, and now she's gone missing or whatever, and you're talking to her on the radio. Fair enough.
But you've lost your memory. You've got amnesia.
Yeah, and you go to the village and you remember, or she tells you, or something to that effect. I can't remember.
You find a bit of paper that explains it. There's a document on the fire.
There's a tribal ritual involving certain plants and that kind of helps them
remember stuff,
gain enlightenment and or whatever. It's just something that they do, and it takes a special plant mixed in a special way, and then you start tripping balls. And it's that herb that allows you to move through certain objects, like certain areas are kind of gated off until you do it.
That basically is what allows you to advance the game.
Yeah. However, so there's a couple of times when you need to do this, The first one, the plant that you need, that it tells you need, is pretty much smack bang on the village. It's right there. You can just, it's there. You pick it. You mix the potion or whatever. You get high as fuck. You run through the wall, quite literally. Job done.
Yeah.
The next time you need to do it, though, could we find that fucking plant?
That plant spawns randomly in one of 6 places in the map.
You know what's really annoying? I found one of them and then I died.
Yes. Yeah.
Like before, we'd found the second kind of get high point.
There's a vine you need, which is very easy to find because you basically find a big tree that's got it on it. That was easy. But this plant, we resulted. I mean, partly I do want this fact that we're old and we're getting tired. I think my part of this. But I did find a guide online which showed photos of where all the plants were. But could I work out that's not quite good? It shows you basically all it shows like it's in this rough location. Here's a photo. Just walk around the area until you get something that lines up with the photo, and then you might find it. But it's not a guaranteed spawn.
Yeah,
it's not like they will be here. So you could go there like, can I not see because I'm just not lined up right, or is it just not here? And I think there's a point where it's like we've just got to stop there. This is just we're just spending hours just looking for. And I'd forgotten that from the game.
Yeah,
that is a little bit bullshit if I'm honest, because that just feels like artificially making the game longer than needs to be.
To be fair though, did that not come? Because I mean, I don't remember. So we went down a mine shaft, and you didn't say to me that you'd been down the mine shaft.
Do you mean the gold? Do you mean the gold mine?
Yeah.
So the gold mine you couldn't do in survival.
No, but you didn't say you'd done it when you'd played through the story.
I couldn't remember doing it first of all. I mean, I remember getting to the second bit, so I must have gone there somewhere. I must have gone there at some point to get the bit I need to get there, because otherwise I couldn't have got there. But I'd forgotten so much about it. There's like certain story beats I remembered, and certain bits I remembered. But the overall lot of stuff I had completely forgotten how we got there. So I don't remember because we went to that gold mine, and there's a lot of environmental storytelling.
Yes.
Like when we we went, oh shit. I was like, what? I said, I've just found a mass grave, and it's like, oh, I forgot. I don't remember that bit, but okay, maybe I could be fair. I could have missed that completely. Because what we needed
is split into multiple maps, isn't it? And I kept confusing later maps with where we were.
Yeah.
At the start, there is a lot to take in that game. There's quite a lot of little kind of subtleties through environmental storytelling that you could miss.
And there's a lot of just exploring around. And also, as Skazz found out, lots of snakes.
Oh my god. So when we played survival mode, there was a specific area near a plane crash. And I remember this because I was traumatized. I was ready to rage on our first playthrough, on our first survival playthrough. I remembered there being like a jeep. I remember there being a couple of camps, a couple of tribal camps as well. So like a couple of like more modern things, kind of like a shanty town, like tin roof kind of stuff. There was a few like kind of tribal villages dotted about. A plane, a tipped over jeep.
There's also little points of interest.
Yeah, like the gold mine and all that kind of stuff. But the crashed aeroplane was by a cave, and there was a point where we needed a grappling hook to move forwards in the survival mode. We had no idea how to get it in the story mode. But I found myself going, I remember being somewhere around here because I was just looking at the map. I was like, maybe it's got to probably be here or here, because you're looking at the grids on the map and going, well, points of interest are roughly spaced so however many blocks apart. So it's probably going to be here, or like, kind of like there's going to be a dead end-ish kind of thing where there's a point of interest. Yeah. So if we go here, this might be it. And I find the fucking aeroplane. I'm like, yes, I found the aeroplane. Awesome. There's a camp here. Because you don't really need to build in Green Hell. You don't have to. There are camps scattered everywhere with beds and shelter and places for you to cook. You don't have to build. They are not that far apart. You just have to make sure you don't get bitten by a fucking snake between them.
Skazz got bit by lots of snakes.
And by the aeroplane, by the plane crash and that cave, it all came flooding back to me. I was like, oh shit. And I was like, what? I was really excited to find the airplane. That was a bad move. I've come back here from trauma, PTSD. There's snakes everywhere. I can't get out. Oh my God, I can't get out. Like every 3 feet, I was getting bitten by snakes. Because snakes are poisonous. You get bit by a snake in that game, you're basically fucking dead.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, and if you die, you spawn back at the last place you camped. Like a twat, I camped in the area where all the fucking snakes were.
That was so funny. It's like all I ever heard every few minutes was, I've been fucking bitten again. That's all I heard every few minutes.
Snakes.
Do you know how many snakes bit me in that game?
Like 1, 2?
None.
Oh, fuck you, Ram.
Because I just didn't leg it through. See, I didn't just leg it through the jungle at full speed. I was like, walk through. I was like, oh, I hear rattling. I won't go in that direction.
Yeah,
And,
there are tells. You'll hear. So all of the snakes are rattlesnakes. They will rattle when you're about to get bitten. If you get close to them, they make a noise. That's your sign to back off. As long as you know which direction they're coming from. Obviously, you'll hear it if you're wearing headphones. But if you're in a hurry, you're just going to run into it and get bit. Unfortunately, after you get bit a few times, because let's say you can't see the snake, maybe you hear the snake, but you don't see the snake, and you kind of get a little too close and you get bit by it. After you get bit a couple of times, you just fucking want to get out of that area. So you just fucking run. But again, as I say, the map isn't actually that big, so you don't need to run anywhere.
no.
I burnt so much time running and getting bit by snakes because I was sick of being in the snake pit.
It was hilarious. At no point did you think just to walk out gently and avoid the snakes.
Mate, and it was the exact same area that made me rage in the survival. I hate that area with a fucking passion. My God.
That was so funny. Every so often was like, oh, I've been bit again. It's like, oh, what?
Like, mate, I punched a big cat in the face and it ran the fuck away. No problem. Big cat turns up, no problem. Gav turns up, no problem. I see a turtle, I have to take a picture. I had to screenshot it, right? But snake, fuck him. Fucking poisonous, vicious little worms.
But anyway, after yeah, it's a very good game. It still looks beautiful.
Mate, when the sun rises after it's been raining in that game, my God, if I don't know if there is a photo mode in there, but I could just hit screenshot for days in that game. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Messy interface, but beautiful.
It is a beautiful game. Beautiful, beautiful game.
And going crazy in the game, fucking amazing. Insanity. Someone's died. You've lost some sanity points. You've been leeched. You've been bit by a snake. You're losing your fucking mind. And all of a sudden the tribesmen come out and twat you in the face. Love it. Especially watching you run around going, shit, I'm about to get done. It's like, there's no one there, Ram.
Oh, yes. There's a tribesman trying to kill me, and I'm walking around, I was like, I'm trying to avoid it. Say, Skazz, there's a tribesman here. And Skaz's like, mate, there's no one there. It's like, oh.
I'm watching him kite around this thing going, what?
I'm hallucinating. I'm hallucinating. This is a content warning all over again, except this time it's mechanical rather than a bug. And,
oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it was so good. So
yeah.
Good. But that potion, that second potion and the 6 spawn points, fuck off.
Yeah, that is a bit bullshit. That is rather bull. And then, anyway, moving on, next on our list was Golf It.
Warning!
Yeah. Now, I'm not sure quite what happened to me. I suspect it was a combination of sitting in the same position for several hours and I've been very careful. So I had made sure I drank plenty of water. I was like, last time I had issues, and I thought because I just gorged myself with too much food and stuff. So I was being more cautious this time. I was drinking plenty of water, not having too much food.
He didn't boil the water and he ate some funky-looking mushrooms. Yeah. Guarantee it. He followed green hell. He got poisoned. He claims he didn't get bit by any snakes. And then 5, 4, 3, 2.
It's like, I'm just going to go away for a second, Skazz. Bear with me. And unfortunately, I had a bit of a moment, and then there was temporarily 2 men down.
Well, mate, I didn't even think you said you were fucking going. Like, 1 minute you were there, and the next minute you were up and gone.
I did say it's like, because I'd had a little bit of a 10-minute break, just sat down, just saw I think it might be a bit of eye strain as well, was setting me off because I've been setting monitor for so long. I'd sat down, had a little 10 minutes, just missed a chance to try and settle, and I did feel a bit better, but basically I was starting to feel really sick, and
we started the round. Like you launched golf it. We started the game, and it's like, dude, for nearly 3 holes, you just timed out.
It's like I said, I've got to go. Bye. And so I ran with him, and I basically content warning. I threw my guts up. Basically,
oh, it's beautiful.
Now I must have been very loud because I had the door closed. This microphone isn't that sensitive. It can hear stuff. It's not that sensitive. It's got you have to be quite close to pick things up, and so I must have been very loud. And but after I'd thrown my guts up, I felt fine. I felt absolutely fine at that point. Just came down.
We heard every violent.
My sister said this afterwards when she watched it. You were really why you never mentioned you went to as well. I said, well, it wasn't that big a deal. But yeah, I got out, drunk some water.
It wasn't that big of a deal. We can all hear you.
Yeah, I went out, I drank some water, and then I felt better and just carried on. And
it was so loud, I could have probably took my headphones off and heard him from here. I need to listen
back to this because I'm amazed at how loud it must have been. Because I mean, I've got wooden doors in this property, and you can't really hear. You shouldn't be able to hear virtually nothing through them.
Hard floors, mate.
It might be, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, mate. Dude, that was insane. I was like, are you all right, mate?
Yeah, I kind of say, oh, fine. And you said, I said, yes, I'm fine. You said, I heard everything. It's like, oh, did you? Oh, I'm all right now. And I was fine.
Sure?
Yeah, I was absolutely fine. After that, I was absolutely fine. And then we played Golf It, and I swear every time we played Golf It, they've changed it because those were not the maps we played last time.
Well, originally the plan was to play golf with friends, weren't it?
But you didn't have,
That's one of the ones that Zaber wanted to play, but I didn't have it.
No.
But we remember playing it before.
So I'm pretty sure it was a Stadia game.
Yeah, it was on Stadia. We'd played it on Stadia.
Yeah.
And obviously, rest in peace, Stadia.
But those are definitely not maps we played before.
Golf and Golf with Friends is largely the same kind of thing, you know, like a first-person crazy golf
first-person
game.
I think it's third person because you're the golf ball, aren't you?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. Fucked if I know, mate. Either way, all I know is we're whacking balls and trying to get them into holes.
Yeah,
I'm really bad at it.
I'm really bad at it, but it's an amazingly fun game.
It is.
All those levels are really good.
Dude, I don't like the levels, and I get it. It's crazy golf. I don't like the holes where basically you have to know.
Oh yeah. Where they are.
Like, there's like some of the maps have got like 10 trick holes that will kind of OB you straight away.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I think on Golf with Friends, I think there's actually like a camera you can free fly around it with. So you can actually just fly and just go, oh, there's the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are some which you need to like get your power throw specifically to the exact right amounts. Like it needs to be 62% power, not 63, not 61, but 62. And if you go either way, you ain't going in the hole. You're going to go fly into outer space, or you're just going to roll gently in front of you.
Yep.
But you know what? I love it. It's so much fun. It's very much at any point, want to play something quick and simple with friends, pick it up and play it.
Yep. You can easily get a couple hours out of it.
I think we did, didn't we?
Fucking.
We played through every map on the game,
including the weird VR-y ones.
Yeah, that was
we didn't play
strange.
them in VR, but we played them in the. That was so weird because you could angle the club as well, whereas normally it's just forwards, backwards, like power.
Yeah,
And obviously you can kind of say where you want to go, but you've also got a kind of a curve in the VR ones,
yes,
so you can put a spin on it. Dude, that was so weird.
that was weird. That was, but it worked quite well. But those VR, you know, feel the VR map though was a lot easier though.
No, because I kept on curving the ball.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Yeah, like I mean, generally speaking, yeah, sure, that'd have been fine, but I just because I don't actually have a huge amount of desk space, so I tip grip everything. So my mouse is really sensitive. So it. I mean, there was a point where I had so little room to move. If I extended my fingers fully, I was ramming my mouse into my audio board. Like there's probably only about, I don't know, say 5 inches of space for my desk for my mouse on my desk. So it's probably like that's a 5x5 grid. That's all I've got.
He says this. He's still advanced. He beat me on every single level.
Mate, you were throwing up for fucking 2/3 of the game.
For one level.
That was proper handicapped, mate.
No.
Like he sat there with a puke bag.
No, I went to the toilet. I was in the toilet.
That's like fucking.
I'm not
that's
a
like
savage.
Saying, oh yeah, mate. He fucking.
not a
beat
savage.
the one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. It's like, well, I fucking hope so.
But then we,
Some dude just picked up his mouse and threw it over there for a couple of holes.
But then after Golf It, we finished off, which I'm calling it tradition. We've only done it twice, but I'm going to call it tradition.
It is now.
It is now, where we finished up with a nice, relaxing, gentle flight in Flight Sim.
Mm-hmm.
So this time, instead of going to Denmark, we had a trip from Norwich Airport to somewhere in Ireland, the other side of Ireland. Picked maybe because it was going to take roughly the same time to fly as we had left to get to the end of the day, and we went business. We went business class. And it was a nice little flight. I felt, we sort of flew quite gently. We had a nice sort of like trip. We got to look at the sea, see parts of Ireland, see parts of the UK, see parts of Ireland. It's quite nice. And yeah, we were flying a little Cessna business jet. We got to hear some other planes flying around. It was, I thought, very chill, relaxing, and I think a generally quite a successful flight up until a certain point. And and so we then sort of like, trouble I didn't know, because I was flying visual flight rules, I didn't actually have like any waypoints, so I was just sort of aiming towards the airport and hoping, which worked. I found the airport, but then as we sort of flew over the airport, realised, I saw like, we're going to have to turn around and come back. Turned around, came back, too close. We were like still several thousand feet up the air, and the airport was like, there's like, I could nosedive it and maybe like get close to landing, but we're not going to make this. So the best thing to do now is to fly several miles in the opposite direction and just do a nice, gentle turn round and come back. And so we flew out in the other direction, got far enough, started to turn.
I should note Zaber was on the plane too.
Yeah, he was. He joined us mid-flight. I'm not sure how, but he joined us mid-flight.
He did a reverse DB Cooper.
He flew.
He just blew parachute onto the plane.
I don't think I was flying so low. I just all scooped him up like those water. You know how the planes do the water. We sort of like scooped him up as we went along, and so spun ourselves round, and we're in the process of spinning round, and I was so concentrating on like getting the turn and make sure we turn quick enough to get to the airport. I wasn't paying super amount of attention to how fast we were going.
Ram had specifically noted before, it might have been like during takeoff. He goes, right, we're not allowed to get any of the meters anywhere like near this range or this range.
The barber poles, as I call it.
Because if we do, we're fucking dead. He didn't literally say that, but you know.
I feel I said
don't go there.
Yeah, don't go there. I said, we could fall apart if we did that. We could have catastrophic deconstruction.
So, Rockin', let's not do that. Take a guess what Ram did.
I pushed the envelope And the envelope pushed back.
and so instead of Ran nerds casually landing upside down at the airport right by the terminal, this time we left a crater.
I think we left several craters because the plane fell apart in midair.
Yeah, the screen just went black. It was like, yeah, mate, game over.
Because that's Flight Sim doesn't show you crashing anymore, because after the whole September 11th stuff, they stopped showing you crashing. But yeah, just basically said, just said you've overstressed the airplane, which is basically posh for saying you fell apart in midair. So it's like, oh, we saw like, we were over, what was it say? We were over a populated area. So we did so parts of our Cessna business jet landed over island in several places, and I'm sure it caused a bit of collateral damage. Plus,
it's a good thing we weren't going over Scotland.
And you know what the real problem was here? You know what went wrong? Because Skazz was too late getting me my cocaine I requested.
No, mate. I went off. What was it? You wanted like, what was it? Scotch.
Scotch. I want some scotch and I want some whiskey and some cocaine to get my nerves right for the landing.
Left the cockpit to go and get it for him.
Yeah, and I must have thought you must have been like virtually walking sideways on over the plane, because I was banking really hard.
My knees gave way.
Yeah, there were some G-forces going on that plane.
God blimey, as we're trying to pour the drinks.
So I think the ultimate question is, and you can only ask, I mean, as a pilot, I'm biased, so I need to ask this to the passengers. Do you think this flight was more or less successful than the previous flight?
Well, I can't comment because I read the news. Right, because there was a post made after the 24 hours. Admittedly, it was by me, so don't worry about it. But thanks to everyone that came to check out Rad Nerds 24 hours. We managed to complete it thanks to Ram. Carried us during the during the downtime, though he did kill us all at the end. With that said, this may be the last 24 hours, as it has been reported that we all died when our private jet fell out of the sky over Ireland. The wings had a slight disagreement with the rest of the plane. This is the second time a Ram has aggressively parked the plane, but at least last year we were in the vicinity of the terminal. Upside down, mind you.
We were
but
upside
still
down.
Better than in the crater we ended up in this year. Ram, you really need to learn how to land a plane while sleep deprived. Thanks again for carrying us this year, dude.
I take issue with this because we were not upside down last time. We landed belly down. Admittedly, we did have a forceful landing last time. And there is concerns if the plane was usable again, but we did land the correct way up. And we were on the ground. Look, the only thing that stopped
we were on the ground.
We were
That's not too difficult, is it?
we're in the
I've
look.
just jumped out of an aeroplane. Ended up on the ground. I was like, yeah, you're not going to end up in fucking space, are you?
But you could if you jumped too close to engines. You could end up going for an engine first, and then you end up in the atmosphere. Look, I just last time we landed, and we would have been fine, except that I landed a bit late on the runway, and I put the brakes on, and it wasn't quite. Then we held off the runway. And then we hit a tree.
Late, a bit fast.
we hit a tree. And that's what basically ended the flight last time. This time we did fall apart midair. Now, I think what this says is that there should be some stricter rules about how much sleep pilots should be allowed to have prior to flights.
Yeah.
In fact, there are rules actually. You know, well, basically, I don't think what I did was illegal. I mean, the crashing part, not crashing, the unintended dismantling of the plane were not planned, and I don't believe are acceptable methodology in the air world. But I still will maintain we were only 10 miles from the airport, so I'm sure we can put on a replacement bus service to get the rest of the way.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, could you remember that, mate? You call an Uber? Yeah, the crater just outside the airport.
Yeah.
You know that smouldering wreckage a couple miles away from the airport? Yeah, that's us, mate. Can you pick us up?
Yeah. I'll get it next year.
I apologise for not bringing your scotch and your hookers and your cocaine.
I totally blame you. You were a useless co-pilot.
Had I been a little quicker.
This is all your fault. This is all your fault. I would have been fine if you,
You just needed to pick me up. I know.
Next year.
One job.
We'll get it next year. I mean, let's face it, okay, out of the two of us, I had to fly a whole plane. You had to get me some cocaine. Whose job is harder here?
I know.
Okay?
I know.
Who failed harder here?
I mean, you haven't found... Did you have autopilot?
No, I hadn't flown that plane the whole way.
Ah, see, there you go. There you go.
This is
I admit. I mean, admittedly, there were some pretty heavy G's going on back there.
You trained for this.
Right kind of G's when you're after hookers and cocaine, but you know.
You should have trained for that.
I mean, dude, I missed leg day, all right. That was taking the piss.
Yeah.
Trying to pour a drink with my knees buckling.
Yeah. Well, your pup.
So why is the drink pouring? Fucking, why is it fucking just going horizontal out of the bottle? What? You supposed go down, mate. Why are we going sideways? Cool, that's the ground, mate. Oh shit.
But just imagine the people on the right side of the plane. What a view they would have had.
Cool.
They would have seen the ground, planes. Left side, all you can see is fucking sky. That's
look
boring.
At that blue shit. What are you lot screaming? Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Smash.
But I'll get it next year. Next year. Next year, helicopter onto an oil rig. That's what next year's going to be.
Oh god.
Or perhaps an
Man Nerds 24 hours 2026. Fucking fire in the North Sea.
Yeah. Yeah, F-22 onto an aircraft carrier. That'll be fun.
You'll probably end up running out of fuel.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, we're gonna have to go around again. Oh, and then again. I'll be honest, I have the F-22. I'm sure there must be something I'm missing about the F-22 in that game, because whenever it tells me it's got the range to get places. Whenever I try and fly this place, I run out of fuel.
It's called turn off the afterburners.
That might be the cause. But,
yeah, but I want to get there fast,
do you know how
mate,
hard it is to fly an F-22 when your engine cuts out?
Well,
do you know how difficult that is? It's very difficult.
You're not supposed to Gimli glide that motherfucker.
Look, I was just trying to have a nice sort of soft landing onto the water, and unfortunately I had a nosedive into the water.
Mate, you're not supposed to miracle on the Hudson. The fucking... No.
What was I supposed to do?
Well,
you're over the sea, you're over the channel, and you run out of fuel. What would you do? And ejector seats aren't implemented in Flight Simulator. They're not implemented. You click on, you put your mouse on, it goes inoperative. It's like, good.
But I need them. Yep,
yeah.
Not in this game, you don't.
Nope.
What? You're going to meet the sea at great speed.
And so came to a conclusion, another highly successful, apart from the fact that two of the men went off throwing up, and the crashes. Highly successful games 24-hour game stream.
That was great.
That was fun.
That was great.
Yeah, it was really good fun again.
Also, dude, honestly, thank you for carrying at points, because if you hadn't have done, I wouldn't have been able to finish what I was doing in the day, because I have a few things I have to do every day.
I counted for like 15 minutes max, so
still enough. Christ Almighty, mate.
No, it was good. It was good, and bring on 2026.
Yep.
I say that now. I say that now when it's a long way away.
We'll get there going, oh god.
Yeah.
Not again.
As I saw like stuff like 24 hours. When you sit down, I just like, got 24 hours of this. Yay.
Well, to be fair, I mean, maybe next time I'd have been able to buy some more games, because we were kind of restricted this year.
We still had a good selection. I'm glad of what we played.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I feel we played some new, we played some old. It was still good.
Fingers crossed we don't die next year, so we can maybe play some of the games we missed this year.
Yeah. Yes.
Because we had a reasonable selection of stuff. It's like,
we did.
You didn't want to kind of cut any of them off, because it's like, well, we wanted to play all these as a 3.
Yeah. That was unfortunate. Zaber had to go, because like there was a lot of games like, well, Zaber wanted to play that. Zaber wanted to play that.
Yeah,
so
that was it. Like we picked them out because we all wanted to play them together. It's like, oh mate,
Oh, no
Zaber
Zaber.
died. Now he can't play the game.
Yeah, yeah. Zaber died and run away back to his home planet, and so. But at least
Ram put us into a crater.
at least he managed to join us for the last bit. I mean, admittedly,
He beamed back in and got put 6 foot.
yeah, he beamed back into the aircraft. It's like, oh shit, who's flying this? Ram. He's a very successful pilot.
Yeah.
He's
Have
literally.
you ever landed properly?
Yes, loads of times. It's just I always like to push the envelope. I have successfully landed a little Snester biplane many times. Actually, no, I have done. I in all seriousness, when I sort of like actually pay attention to what I'm doing, I have landed quite often in that game. It's just that
Oh, there you go.
tiredness / hey mode kicks in, and off we go.
Fuck it. Missed the runway. Is that the runway? I don't know.
Well then, guys, I think that basically wraps ourselves up. We've had a little chat about things. I think that's going to end us up tonight, unless there's anything else you'd like to bring in before we finish up.
No, mate, that was great.
Cool. So, thank you much for watching us this evening, guys. You can join us on our next podcast, which will be on the 9th of October. The year is marching on. It's getting cold. The heating has been switched on. And I have, yeah.
Rich bastard.
I've got a small property. Doesn't take very well insulated. Doesn't take a lot to heat this place, fortunately.
That's right. I just wait for my neighbours to turn the heating on. Thin walls.
Yeah, that's helpful. Not so helpful in the summertime, I imagine, though. So you can join us on the 9th of October here on YouTube or .com/RandNerds or twitch.tv/RandNerds. You can join us at approximately 18:30 GMT. +1. Yes, it will still be +1 then because it goes back at the end of the month. We are going to be having an upcoming Games Day, but we haven't actually organised it. It'll be a Sunday, and we'll need to speak with the third part of the cohort to find out which Sunday it will be. But there'll be I'll put an event on the channel once we've decided where it's going to be.
Mate, that's up to you two, because I was going to say, Ram, when's the Games Day?
Yeah.
So I still haven't figured it out myself.
We have, yeah. So we'll have to work that one out. So, once again, thank you for joining us this evening. Hope you all have a great time, having a great couple of weeks, and we'll see you all in a fortnight. So, for me, this is Suffolk Ram.
Skazz, yes.
We'll see you guys later.
Take it easy, guys.